The fighting game community is one of the most beautiful little pieces of gaming history. Just one of the best communities filled with happiness, love, respect, calm, and collected people. I feel like a big source of anger in the fighting game community comes from the idea that fighting games are probably the most fair display of skill you'll get in any game with the least amount of luck, but somehow you always lose to some fucking bullshit in every single match. So a new Marvel fighting game came out. It's a 4v4 tag fighter, and gee, I don't know about this one, man. First of all, I just want to say all the recording you're seeing is from day of release. I pre-ordered the game. I was there at the first second, so I'm not LARPing. I was there. That being said, the first thing that happened to me when I loaded in is 5 minutes in, I got an overheated PS5. But I don't think this is the game's fault. I figured out that my PS5 has been upside down for 3 weeks, and that may have something to do with it. So I'm gonna take that. That's my bad. I'm not gonna lie. That's my bad. After dealing with that though, I finally got into the game. I played the tutorial a little, and I went into the story mode before going in online. And I'm gonna be honest, through my experience, fighting game story modes are very hard to do good. I find that they're very repetitive. Usually it's just go to a place, find a character from the game, fight them. Either they join your party or just leave. Rinse and repeat until you get to a boss. I find it very hard for story games and fighting games to be good. The only ones that have ever come to mind for me are Subspace Emissary, if you can even count that, because it's from Smash Brothers. That is perfect. And I love Mortal Kombat X's story mode. I think it was just sick. I think I'm a little biased. I love that game. I love the quick time events. The crypt doesn't count, but the crypts, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was up there too. And although they did a very interesting thing with the comic books and the voice acting, and I really love the animated cutscenes, like they're gorgeous, they're super nice. I think it suffers from the fighting game OC problem where anytime a fighting game has to make an original character, they all just look the same. Like the champion looks, he doesn't quite suffer from this as much as other characters, but he just looks like you took somebody from Dragon Ball, you shoved them into the JoJo's universe for like 10 seconds and then you took them out and put them in the game. And I don't know, man, I think we've seen this like a couple times before, so yeah. The rest of the fights leading up were very easy. Honestly, I was very disappointed. I don't know why they didn't have a difficulty setting, because I found that later in the story mode when I was playing on my own, I was getting by the CPU. Like, it was crazy, the spike. Because these guys, all it was boom, 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 gone, all of them. It was super easy. And then I got to the final boss, and it was still super easy. You beat him, he gets mad. Then you beat him again. And then you're like, oh, I got him. Then he does his super Dragon Ball power up. He goes into his super ultra purple mode or whatever. And then you have to beat him like 3 times or 2 more times. I don't know. So you beat him because it wasn't hard. I think he got a round on me. Barely. He got lucky. I'm not even going to lie. He got lucky. Finish that and then the credits roll. That's it. That was it for the whole story mode. But now it was time to get good. Went in training because it's been like over a year at least since I've last played an actual fighting game. I'm maining Hulk because he's my GOAT. I don't care how big he is, although I hate how big he is. I hate how slow he is. They didn't give him super armor, and it pisses me off. So I spent an easy hour in the training mode doing the character training, and then I searched up some combos, and then yeah, I was like, it's ready. I'm going online, and I was not ready. Now I want to take some time to just talk about my actual general thoughts on the game and the fighting. I think it's solid. It kind of, like, I've played Marvel vs. Capcom. It kind of feels like that. There's definitely some elements from Dragon Ball Fighters, which makes sense because Arcs made it. There's some Guilty Gear stuff in here. It's kind of like a blend of all of it, but where I think this game starts to fail a little, and I think it's a problem with all fighting games coming out, or most of them, is I understand wanting to pander to a more general audience. I understand that. I know fighting games can be intimidating, but I think sometimes they make it a little too easy. Listen, I'm not that good sometimes, and especially when I was learning, but I went against the dude who was literally spamming triangle and circle, and the game does combos for you that does almost half the HP. Like, he didn't have to learn anything. He just has to hit one button and it's going to connect because, I'm learning. And okay, it was my fault. Like, okay, I admit, yeah, I got hit. But do I deserve to get 50% of my HP gone because a dude can spam triangle? No. In my opinion, no. Because also, all these games, they have built in comeback mechanics, Like, if you start losing in this game, it brings in your assists or whatever. Not as much as others. This one doesn't really feel like it's giving you more of a way to come back than others. But what I'm trying to say is, like, it doesn't reward you as much for putting in the time. In other games, you put in that time, you train, you're getting the skill gap's huge, which is still true here because you still got to do mix ups, you're defending and all that. But I think it gives a little too much to people who just don't know how to play. In my opinion, fighting games are highly skilled games. You have to learn, you got to put in that time. That's just me. That's how I like it to be because I don't know. What's the point? I think that's this game's biggest fault. I hate that stuff. Quick PS: if you play Magic or Loki, you can go